Hey guys, sorry, I'm still getting stuff together and I'm hungry. And my nephew just showed up. So you'll see my nephew in the stream or hear him. He's super cute though. His name's Grayson. How's everyone today? And I stole my nephew's fries. Well, half of them. I told you I'm super hungry. So don't judge me while I eat. Have a snack. All the above. So
oh, that's a big dog. Oh, that's a big dog right there.
I'm not in search of followers, primes, or views, but I appreciate it. Have a great day. Geeks, no. Grayson, go eat. So I might be a little distracted today, guys. I really do apologize. But today we're making basil jelly and then chocolate chip cookies. Super excited. Hi, Miss Emily. How are you? Huh? No, don't play with him. Go.
No, I'm not playing with Kindle, but she keeps making me mad. Because every time when me and Jaden
I'm good. I'm snacking before we get started on the jelly because I'm starving. So I apologize that I'm eating in front of you, but I'm super hungry. Not jelly cookies. It's basil jelly. And I don't think I changed over my Twitch, so I apologize for that. Probably says Thursdays on it. Because I'm like, it's been a really crappy couple days. So guys, I really, 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 really apologize for all of that. Let's see. Let's make sure everything is up to date. So it's basil jelly. My garden, the really crappy weather and the cold weather kind of killed off, or it's starting to kill off my basil. So I'm like, all right, let me just snatch that off. Oh, it did fix it. Yay. Let me snatch that. And there's a really interesting recipe that I wanted to try. So we're going to try basil jelly. And there's another jelly I've been looking at. I tweaked the recipes a little bit, but it is called lavender jelly. In a little bit. I'm making some cookies. What's up, guys? Beast, hello. Dave, Jimmy, Emily. Go find your dad, please. I swear, as soon as I get in this kitchen, they all come down like vultures. Ethan, go. Table. I love children. I love that I had 4 of them. White chocolate chip cookies. I do, but today we're going to make regular chocolate chip cookies. When I'm over, I'm 31. I swear, like, they haven't been around me all morning, and then now they're like, poof, what do you need? Poof, what do I need? Poof, let me see what you need. I'm going to make basic chocolate chip cookies. So we have peanut allergies in our house, and so finding just a chocolate chip cookie or cookie off the shelf is really hard, and sometimes I'm like, fuck it. We'll do it. We'll take it, but it comes with the risk that there might be a reaction. We haven't had one, thankfully. I mean, we could. But right now, in the family, we need the kids, Jimmy. So we're gonna keep them. Maybe afterwards we'll send them to you. So there's that. Let me grab my pot. I'm gonna be a pothead today. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if everyone is deciding to find the jars and can everything, but I cannot find my jelly jars for the life of me. They are not at my normal places. They are not at the last minute. I can't find them places. FedEx. Yes, just put holes in the boxes. It's fine. They'll live. Give them a little bit of, the little animal water bottles. They'll live. But so I'm having an instrumentally hard time finding my jars, and it's really disheartening. I found one off-brand jar box. We're going to see how it goes. I'm a little... No. So we're going to see how these jars can with this process. So this is fresh basil from my garden. I picked it kind of late last night. It's been in the fridge and it smells fantastic. I washed it last night as well. So it is clean and it's been in the bag and it's been in the fridge. You can see like the cold kind of got to it, but it's still good. So I'm super excited about this. I'm super excited to see how this turns out because basil is one of the herbs that I really, really like. Between peppermint and basil, those are my favorite. And then, like I said, there's a jelly. There's a lavender jelly that is super pretty. And it sounds just fantastic because lavender as one of those things that is calming and just does so many things outside of everything. I want to see the effects as like a jelly. So we're going to go with it. And then we're going to jump into, of course, the sugary crap because, Halloween didn't give us enough candy as it is, and this caused for a lot of pectin and I'm waiting for the beaties, but a lot of sugar because you have to boil down the basil, and just like the coffee, you need the sugar to act with that pectin. So, no judgment. I don't have my beaties. I have my Sage Raid shirt. All right, so you're gonna need 1 to 1.5 cups of basil, loose leafed, which I've already measured it out. I've already washed it. I'm cutting some corners here because you really want to watch me measure out the basil. I mean, I can. It's up to you. And then I need another cup because I need to measure out the vinegar. I did make another batch of cran apple butter last night. That is really hard not to make because I have so many apples and so many cranberries. So, yes. So, you need to, the fresh basil, you're going to put it in your stock pot or pot. So I'm going to go ahead and toss that in there. You need 1 cup vinegar, white vinegar, not apple cider vinegar. You need white vinegar. So we're going to go ahead and get this in there. Who doesn't love the smell of vinegar? Now, every time I smell vinegar, it makes me think of jalapenos and habaneros. Ugh. So you're going to go ahead and dump that in the pot. And then it's going to call for 2 cups of water, but it wants you to add a tablespoon of lemon. I'm going to do fresh lemon. You can also do the pre-squeeze, but I recommend fresh. So let me get my trusty lemon squeezers out. And of course your stabby stuff. Stabby stabbies, keep them sharp, keep them pointy. It is most important. Most important. This invention is the best.
That's all I need.
I'm going to squeeze it just directly over the pan or pot, pan, cooking. So a tablespoon to me usually ends up being a full good sized lemon. If you want to be precise, go ahead. I guess you can ask Hello Jimmy. There is a difference with lime and lemon. For me, it's taste. You can full on look it up. Let's look it up. Let's look it up and be an actual precise on giving the actual difference.
What? I just moving dirty. Check it. Thank you.
Limes are small, round, and green, while lemons are usually larger, oval-shaped, and bright yellow. Nutritionally, they're almost identical and share many of the same potentially health benefits. Both fruits are acidic and sour, but lemons tend to be sweeter, while limes are more bitter in flavor. So that's the difference, just the taste. Okay, so we have the vinegar, the lemon, and the basil in here. And once you, after you put it in here, you're going to need to measure out your 2 cups of water. And then here it comes. Ready? 6.5 cups of sugar. So I'm going to measure up my water. And then after that, we're going to measure out the sugar and move you guys over. You can go upstairs, Grayson.
Up here? Okay.
Don't touch the computers.
Okay.
Okay. Are you done eating?
Yeah.
Leave your food down here, babe.
Okay.
6 cups of sugars. Oh, you're welcome. I don't mind learning with you guys. I knew that the taste was the main difference. I just didn't know why. So I'm always up to learn. Okay, sugar. It's white sugar. It's not brown sugar, by the way. 6.5 cups, guys. Who's going to say it? There it is. Pretty and Green's got it. 6.5 cups of sugar. Because when it comes to it, you are going to need two packs of the 3 ounces of liquid pectin. I don't like liquid pectin, if you've heard me say it in my previous streams. But converting the liquid to powder, for every ounce of liquid pectin, you need 2 tablespoons of powdered pectin. So converting that, we're going to need about 12 tablespoons of dry pectin for this recipe. So that's a lot. Yes, that's a lot. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the stove, and I'm going to move you guys over there with me because we're going to add the water on the stove. I made my crayon apple earlier today. It's a butter. It's delicious. Again, I wish you guys could try it with me. Okay. So remember, we have the stock pot for when we water bath. I've already got that heating up because it's going to take a while to boil. And we want that to be boiled so we can water bath our other cans and have them sterile before this gets done, because you want to have warm jars, warm to hot jars. You never want to put your stuff in cold jars, or when you water bath it with your jelly in it, it can crack. So I'm going to pull the rest of my ingredients over, because I'm going to kind of measure them out as everything's boiling down. Can't forget the sugar. No one forgets the sugar. That's the important part. Okay. So we've got it on the stove. I'll let you guys see what it looks like for right now, because we have not added the water. So you can see the basil, and we're going to add the water. I'm working on getting a better setup, guys, so that you can see the stove. You can see me cutting. You don't have to walk around with me. My goal is by the beginning of next year that this will be set up in a better way. So hang with me. So we're gonna start boiling this. You want it on a hard boil. And while we do that, we're gonna measure out our pectin. We want to have that ready. And like I said, it is. If you want to do liquid pectin, please do liquid pectin. I just don't prefer to work with it. It never works out for me very well. it's just, it never goes right. You can buy pectin in 2 forms. Now, please keep an eye out with how you buy it because there are pectins that allow you to freeze. I am the biggest leader. I'm just going to accept it. I've accepted it. So there's Sure Jelly, which is jelly pectins, which is what we're doing, jelly. But there are pectins that are for freezing jellies if you want to preserve them that way. So please be careful on the pectin that you are purchasing. So we're going to need about 12 tablespoons. Okay, so 1 box is going to give you about 5 tablespoons, just for future reference. Okay, so I've measured out the pectin. And it comes out to 2/3 of a cup, just if anyone is wondering. Pectin, sugar, pectin, sugar. We're gonna need all of that for this. So we've added the water, we've got the vinegar, we've got the basil, and we've got the lemon juice. We're gonna really, really boil this down. You want to boil it all down, and you will take out the basil leaves. Don't get me wrong, you're going to take the basil leaves out, but that is literally the last step. Because we still need to add the sugar. Now here's a really cool step. You have the option of adding hot sauce to this. It is a very small amount, but if you would like, you can add hot sauce to this recipe. Yeah, I'm okay. I had someone kind of crouching in and promoting crap at the beginning of my stream, but I've got a lot of people here now, so it's good. You can add hot sauce to this recipe. Yes, it is literally half a teaspoon of hot sauce. It is your option if you want to do that. I have not tried it yet, so I'm debating if I should. Mickey, what's up? We are making basil jelly. So I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should leave it out this time. I'm kind of seeing how this process works and leading up to it. The basil is actually, because the basil from my garden is really, really, really potent. So I don't know if I should add that hot sauce. I don't know what it's going to do to it. But I mean, we are in Texas, so who doesn't love hot sauce? Now, basil doesn't give off a color in the jelly. So the only thing that is going to be artificial in this is going to be, my stomach doesn't hurt. The only thing that's going to be artificial in this entire recipe is going to be food coloring. It's going to be 2 to 3 drops to give it that color of basil. It is actually your option to do that if you want the pretty color of jelly. But again, that's your option of the chillin'. What's up? How are you doing? We're making basil jelly. And then we're going to make cookies. That's kind of the start of the Christmas cooking. Okay, so it's starting to boil. We're going to add the sugar here in a second. Ashy, hey love. Once it starts boiling to where when you stir it, it doesn't stop boiling, that's when you're going to add the sugar. Okay, so now that it's to the point to where when I stir it, the boiling doesn't stop, we're going to add the sugar. Once I add the sugar, I'll show you guys what it looks like. The basil, I don't know if the basil is worse than the jalapenos and stuff like that, but it doesn't like hurt my nose, but it's definitely strong. Okay, so we're gonna add the sugar. And you're gonna wanna get it to dissolve. So you want it to stir. It's gonna, once you add sugar and everything, the boiling stops. So you want to get it to fully dissolve and then bring it back up to that hard boil. Once the boiling starts again, you're gonna add the pectin. But since I'm using dry pectin, you want to add it in with the sugar. The liquid pectin is always different, so remember that. If you're doing liquid pectin, add it when you're boiling. If you're doing dry pectin, add it in with your sugar step. Those are the difference between liquid and dry. And I have come to realize this through a lot of failed jellies. So you're just gonna stir it, make sure everything dissolves, and then you're going to bring it back up to a hard boil, the boiling that doesn't stop consistently, and you're gonna do this for 1 to 3 minutes. The saving grace would be 2 minutes. Now remember, it does foam up. The trick to this is adding a very small amount of butter, and that stops your foam, and it stops the foam that you have to clear off the top. So I've learned this as well. If you take a little bit of butter before it starts boiling again, it doesn't take much. It does not change the taste of your jelly, I promise. And you add that to your mixture, and that stops the overflow, the foaming, and usually when it foams, you have this film that you have to clear off the top of your jelly. You don't have that, or you have very, very, very little. It is a science, and it's a lot of trial and error sometimes, Mickey. Dave, it's almost like chemistry sometimes. With the canning, you have to know the acidity of certain jams and jellies. You have to have a certain space, or know how much space to leave in the jars for when you're water bathing them. So yes, there is a science to it. Same with knowing what pairs with what goes with what for the palette of your cooking. So yes, there is a science to it. And Mickey, yes, it is the boiling point. Sorry, I'm reading. I'm actually thinking about putting on like read to text when I cook so that I don't miss anything. The pectin, yes, has to reach a certain boiling point for a certain amount of time for it to react and cause it to solidify. Blowing up my kitchen. Please don't blow up your kitchen. Please, 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 please. Okay, so the sugar has actually solidified. And what's really, really cool about this is I want to show you what the basil looks like now in it. Let me turn this light on. It has shrank. Now, if you guys could smell what this smells like, it smells really good. The basil in the kitchen smells really, really good. And now I can kind of see why if you want to add that green coloring, because as of right now, it's kind of like a yellow tint because of the leaves. So adding the green food dye is the only artificial thing in it, but it would give it that pretty color. So if you are deciding to add any hot sauce, you do not do it until after you have boiled it for the 1 to 3 minutes. I suggest 2 to 3 minutes. and you're done. And that's when you add the hot sauce and the food coloring. So the basil jelly, from what I understand, can be something light. It can still go on toast. It can go on English muffins. You can use it. I'm still experimenting with it, but you can also use it on sandwiches. It's just your taste palette, from what I understand. You can use it in certain recipes for, I don't want to say marinating, but you can use it in certain things for cooking. You just have to kind of experiment around with it, because basil is not everyone's flavor of the month, I have to admit with it. Okay, so we have it boiling. When it boils, continue stirring it. And we're at 1:36 for the time. So with that butter, I kind of want to show you guys, it kept it from flowing over. But this is the kind of oil you want to keep it at for 2 to 3 minutes. And I highly suggest you continue stirring it, because if you don't, it will overflow and you will have a giant mess on your stove. You want to keep it at this on high boil for 2 to 3 minutes. It says 1 to 3, but I would do 2 to 3, because you want to give that pectin time to react with the sugar. You can, like I said, if basil is something that you are good with the flavor, definitely use it. If basil is something you're like, I'm kind of okay with using it in my herbs and my seasonings, then I would test it on smaller things. Like I use my Sweet Fire jelly, which is my peach mango habanero, or peach jalapeno. No, it's peach mango jalapeno. I have so many flavors, I can't keep them straight. It's the peach mango habanero jalapeno jelly, and I used it as a glaze on my brisket last night, and it turned out really, really good. It was not spicy to the point to where the kids couldn't eat it, but it gave it just enough kick to where it was really, really, really good. But it's one of those things where you have to play around with. Okay, so we've got about 1 more minute, and this will be done. Now remember, and this did not boil fast enough. I did not get a chance to do my freaking jelly. My jars, crap. That's okay. This will stay hot enough long enough. Remember, your jelly will not sit for about 12 hours. It will not solidify. So I always have a small sample on the side to see how it consists of. Really? I missed that one comment. Mickey, I'm sorry. Okay, so it is done. We're gonna sift out the basil leaves. Do you guys think we should add the hot sauce or not? Let me know. Use this. Right off the basil leaves. I'm also using a sifter so that any of that extra jelly that I'm kind of pulling out kind of sifts through with the basil leaves. If you can't get every single basil leaf, that's fine. I kind of think it would be really pretty to have a basil leaf in there. But that's my preference. And I'm also being able to squeeze out any extra juices or jellies that are in it. Always add the hot sauce. Okay, so we're gonna add the hot sauce, and this one calls for food dye to make it that pretty green. So it said to add 2 to 3 drops, because if not, it's this really ugly, pretty color. And then we're from Texas, so we're gonna add the good hot sauce. So a tad bit of hot sauce. And we'll see how this comes out. I need my jars. So we're going to be needing to water bath these. I'm going to disinfect my ladle really quick. And I need my, where's my spout? Okay. Yeah, I see why they wanted you to add the dye. So, with the hot sauce, it kind of looks like something you'd make during St. Patrick's Day. So this is what we have. I'm going to start trying to get these cans water bathed really quick so we can get it in jars. And if you haven't been with me, I'll go back over the water bathing process really quick. It's really super simple. You want to have twisted. Always add the hot sauce. Well, we added it, so we'll see how it tastes. These are the cans that are not ball cans, so pray that these work for me. These were my last resort. The only freaking box that I found. I'm a little jelly shots. I mean, essentially, yeah. So I'm a little scared to see how these work out for me. So you want boiling water. You're always going to dip your cans in jars to disinfect them, even if they're fresh out of the box, because you never know what comes from the facility. You want disinfected jars. And you want to do the same with the lids. You want to do that for about 10-15 seconds. Hey, Shemskid. How are you? Vodka jelly shots we make. Maybe we should come visit. Basil jelly would be found weird over here in Ireland. I mean, I'm good. I'm just, I'm making some weird jelly, but, you know, it could come out really well. Let me get my, I made cranberry apple butter, and I washed them and forgot to pull them out. So I'll have to disinfect these as well before we use them. I mean, it's really freaking cool. I've got a lemon seed in here. Ah, that's funny. It's really interesting. It smells amazing. I really want to get these cans out so we can start working on getting them jarred, though. That's awesome, Shrimp. Make sure you are logging it so we can hit our UV goal for the month or the week. I have a feeling with as many people that we have hitting our daily active goals, we're going to crush it. Now watch me dump this hot water on my hand, and that would be a freaking fantastic touch to my day. Okay, so we have 2 more jars, but I can let these sit while I start filling these other ones. I just need to get the lids out. It's like fishing. Let's fish these lids out. I have my trusty dusty magnet that someone told me to get. Huh. You guys don't have to watch me fish for like 20 minutes now. But you have to watch me get it off, so to speak. I don't want to hear any comments. You did? You're a massive foodie? Well, so am I. That's why I go and I look up some, like, just intriguing things. And that's why I found, basil jelly. Emily, how did it turn out? Was it good? It's not a noob question. There's never a stupid question, Twisted. So even though the jars are brand new, you never know who is in the factory, what's dirty. You are getting rid of any bacteria, because if any form of bacteria is on the jars and you seal them, then over time that bacteria is going to grow, and then it'll ruin any jelly or jam or butter in there, and it's just, you've ruined it. So you want to kill any bacteria. It's kind of like you're sterilizing it, because if not, it's kind of like the Petri dishes you grew in science. You're sealing them in, and if you don't kill it off, then you're growing Petri dishes with food, and you don't want that. Let's go. Yes, you always wash it, because you know that the facilities out, they're never just machines, and people touch the machines, people touch the jars, people touch the packaging, so it's never fully clean, to say. Okay, so now that we have that done, I can start ladling this in. I'm going to scoot you guys back a little bit. I'm going to pull you guys down so you can see what I'm doing. This is the best invention ever. Now, it's going to look like liquid because it's still hot. And then I'm going to water bath it, and it's going to be just as hot. So like I said, if you ever do this, your jelly will be liquid for a good 12 hours. You're going to want to leave a gap at the top of your jars, because you need that gap to suction. And you have to remember the acidity. Now, this has lemon juice in it, and plus your vinegar, so your acidity and stuff, you have to have that gap. If not, your jars will bust again. Plus, you have to have that to allow the time for it to sit. So this has a 6 to 8 month shelf life, depending on your pantry. So if you have a cool, dark place, then it has an even longer shelf life. Now, if you have a place that's inconsistent with temperatures and light, then it's not going to last as long. Why do you think people went and had cellars or basements that they kept all of their canned goods in? Because it was a consistent temperature, it was cool, it was dark, it wasn't really messed with. It kind of looks like Mountain Dew almost. That is true. But now I am. Okay, give me 1 second and I'll reread the comments. I know I missed something. I'm trying really hard not to spill this all over the place. I don't think I have enough jars, guys. It looks like, okay, alien pee. Not gonna lie. It smells really good though. Okay, so that one has like a basil leaf in it, and now it looks weird. Now I know why they want you to siphon it out. I probably need to get a small jar for when I'm doing my farmer's market so I can open it up and let them try it. For samples. Dun, da, da. So without touching the inside of the lid, you want to make sure you keep those sterile. You want to loosely screw lids on. Don't touch your jars. They're hot. They still hot. Drop it like it's, well, don't drop it. And the reason why I have it, as you can tell, on a towel is because your hot jars, if you put them on a hard surface, will break. I have actually experienced that while I was making coffee jelly. And the coffee went all the way down my counter. It was fantastic. Fishy, what's up? Welcome. Okay, so now that they are in the jars, so as you can see, it's a really cool color, and you can see it's still liquid. It's going to take time to cool. You're going to water bath these for about 5 to 10 minutes. I would err on the more closer to 10 minutes, just because these are not my ball jars, so I don't know how it's going to go. And I'm going to do 4 jars. I'm going to grab a smaller jar so I can put the rest in it. Also, you can reuse canning stream. So we've made the jelly, and now we can them. Also, you can reuse the jars. You can reuse the lids. If your lid is damaged or rusted, don't reuse them, buy them. You cannot reuse these. Once you've done this, or used these, or sealed them, you need to re-buy these. Now, a pack of like 12 of them is like $4, so that's really good. But once you've used these and sealed them, it's never safe to reuse them. 1, because of the food that you've used, and 2, because the seal is never guaranteed to properly seal again. So please don't reuse those. Unless you're just not sealing it, you're just using it to use, you know, for whatever purposes or reasons. When you're water bathing, please make sure that your cans are fully covered with water, or you're not going to seal them. Just FYI. This is usually the long, boring process. So while this is canning, I'm just going to disinfect this small can, fill it, and then we're going to clean up a little bit and get ready for the chocolate chip cookies. I have been debating, just like these jellies and jams, when Christmas comes around, I make hard candy. It's like Jolly Ranchers, but the hard candy has a very long shelf life. But if you guys are interested, I can also put those up for sale, or ship those as well with the jams and jellies if anybody ever purchases them as well. And they have flavors like watermelon, peppermint, things like that. And I will be making those on stream as well. It's really cool because you have to get it to a certain height. Yes, chocolate chip cookies. We will be making those on stream. So we're finishing that set of water baths. We'll be cleaning up, getting ready for the chocolate chip cookies. And you don't have to move around that much with me for those. Like I said, I'm working on upgrading my stream down here, where y'all don't have to move around so much. You can stay with me. I'll just punch a button. Poof. Camera. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? I'm like super excited if I can do that one day. Okay, so always to check the, like, how my jelly's set, I have these little sample cups, and I try and keep them. That way I don't have to open a jar, and I can test it and the product and quality of my jellies and stuff. because you never know how something turns out until later. But now, while this is still going, I want to see how this tastes. Yes, it's something this is something I'm still learning down the road. As I go, I'm learning. Alien pea, yes, Emily, alien pea. It's what it looks like. Because I'm like, I can just reuse anything that doesn't work. No, you can risk a lot of bacteria and stuff. Okay, so we're gonna try this. I love basil, but we're gonna see what jelly tastes like. It's actually really good, and I'm really glad I added the hot sauce. It doesn't make it spicy, guys. It gives it a little bit of extra flavor. Like you can taste the hot sauce, but it's like you're not sure that's hot sauce unless you knew that I put it in there. So this would actually be really, really good on toast. And this would actually make a really good glaze, probably on pork. Not so much on beef. You probably have to add some other flavors to chicken, but it'd be really good on chicken. But it's really good. Like, it's really good. I'm really surprised. It's really good. Fishy? That's actually next on my list because my garden is still producing so many freaking jalapenos, I can't keep up with it. I have to make more cranberry jalapeno jelly, but it's not even enough to touch the amount of jalapenos I have. We have about 3 more minutes left on these jars. So, this is just one bag, one of the jalapenos from my garden. And I haven't even gone out there the last 3 days to pick the jalapenos. And I have about 2 handfuls of habaneros sitting on my counter right now from my garden. It's like, oh, winter's coming. Let's just pop out everything we can. Yeah, so I actually have the recipe that I want to make the jalapeno jelly. It's just straight jelly. It actually looks just like this, but it'll be darker. So, Fishy, it's funny that you said that. Are you looking at my recipe book? Yeah, Mickey, it did. It actually came out really good. Like I was really worried that I would either wouldn't get enough basil taste in it, or it would be too overpowered for the basil. But it came out really good. Okay, so we're gonna put these last ones in, and then while these are canning, we're gonna move over and kind of start the process with the cookies. All right, so we got 7 jars. That's not bad. Okay, so those are gonna process for 10 minutes. Hi, baby.
I'm thirsty right now.
You're thirsty right now? Well, your drink's on the table. Well, 1 can at least sealed, so that's good. Habaneros are great in everything. Close the fridge, babe. My nephew is here, so I apologize if I get distracted. Grayson, out of the fridge.
I need some milk.
You don't need milk. You can't have milk. You're allergic to milk. Have an allergic reaction on our hands. Close the fridge.
I may have some there.
No. I have a peach, mango, habanero, jalapeno jelly, and it is fantastic.
I want a snack.
You want a snack? You just ate. Go get your chicken nuggets.
Let me take.
Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. It's my nephew, Grayson. This is why I'm distracted.
Oh.
Say hi.
Hi.
All right, go play. It is. It's really, really good. It has a really good sweet, and then it goes into the fire without, like, I wouldn't say kill you, but it might kill you. Okay, so my saving grace with the cookies is my husband was, yeah, he's a funny little character, but he's allergic to everything under the sun, apparently like everyone in our household. It's great. He's allergic to milk, cow's milk. He's allergic to peanuts. He's allergic to bugs. Lord help him if he gets bit by a mosquito. He breaks out in hives, and sometimes has to go to the hospital. But you can't keep that child inside. So I have a KitchenAid, and it is, I love it. It's fantastic. So that is where most of my cooking for baking is taking place today, minus the jelly. Keeping an eye on those cans. Hi. So it's a very, 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 very simple recipe, and it's super good. I always double it and end up making so many chocolate chip cookies, but it's fine. Oh yeah, it's huge. I have to walk quite a way. I used to have a kitchen in New Mexico, and it had an island in it, and I loved it, and I miss it. It's a lot of floor to clean. Trying to train the children clean the kitchen floor. But it's super simple. I always double my cookie recipe. I used to share my cookies. With COVID, another one sealed. Yay! Okay. I don't know. My neighbors trust me. So we'll see. But our kids eat them like left and right. And because it's peanut free, it can be trusted. So it should be fine, and they don't last very long. Now, when I was talking about the hard candies, I know islands are like what I love, just because it cuts the middle of just walking in a huge kitchen. Plus, like I've always said in my streams, my kitchen is where I love to be. And the kids know when I'm in the kitchen, they come running. They're like, what are we making? What are we doing? I'm hungry. And plus, like when you have guests over, your kitchen can be just your centerpiece of where the food is, minus having to like circle around all of the counter space. And plus, like I always feel like I never have enough counter space. It's like absolutely horrible. Anyway, so when you do chocolate chip cookies, most of the time you're looking at recipes, it always says get semi-sweet chocolate chips. I want the counter. Yes, the counter space is always like my biggest deal. I have a lot of friends who are like, I like to declutter my counters. Yes, I do too. But I like to have a lot of my appliances at the ready because that's just, I use them consistently. Anyway, semi-sweet versus regular chocolate chips, it really doesn't matter. To me, once you cook them, it comes through. Okay, so gingerbread, I have attempted once and it did not come out very well. So you might have to send me the tricks to make a gingerbread, because I would absolutely love to make gingerbread cookies, Nikki. I'm so excited for you. Let me know how it comes out. So I got the basic milk chocolate. I love milk chocolate, anything. It's super awesome. You're going to need, of course, flour, sugar. Brown sugar is one of the keys to chocolate chip cookies. You're going to need butter. Now, there's always a great debate between salted butter and unsalted butter. Now, here's my process in that thinking. If you have salted butter, just add no salt or less salt in the ingredients. Yes, and Jimmy can contest that I do a lot of eyeballing in my ingredients. Yes, I do. But that's just me. And then you're going to need eggs, vanilla, and baking soda. Now, since Dave asked the question, what's the difference between lemons and limes, I'm going to tell you the difference between baking soda and baking powder. Now let me make sure I'm telling you the correct difference. The vamp ate them all. Well, they must be super good. Like I said, I tried it once and it failed. So I was too scared to do it after that. Fishy, I appreciate it. You have a great day, and it will be uploaded hopefully tonight on YouTube for sure. You can watch it there. So the difference between baking soda and baking powder. While both products appear similar, they're certainly not the same. Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate, which requires an acid in a liquid to become activated and help baking goods rise. Conservatively, baking powder includes sodium bicarbonate. Also, as well as the acid, it only needs a liquid to become activated. So those are the differences. So we are going to need baking soda, which needs an acid and a liquid to become activated. So when Mickey, when you guys are asking if baking is cooking is a science, it definitely is. And I got to take these out. Those went for about 11.5 minutes. This should be fine, considering it's not a ball jar. I hope longer is better. But thank you, Fishy. You having a great day too, and I hope I really do appreciate you being here. It's been fantastic talking with you. And I'll let you know how the cookies turn out. That's the difference between baking powder and baking soda. I did not know it required each different things, so I'm learning with you guys. So you want to add your liquids first before your dry ingredients. Just FYI. Now I am using butter, and you want to set it so everyone forgets if they don't think ahead of time to set your butter out so it's soft. I did this time, and if you don't, I always do it. I throw it in the microwave outside of the wrapper and melt it. There is a difference in how your cookies turn out. If you just let it soften, your cookies will be fluffier and not flat, versus if you melt your butter in the microwave, they come out flatter. See, Jimmy agreed. I do just eyeball things. Yes. Yes. So 2 sticks of butters is 1 cup of butter. If anyone is asking, I'm just throwing shit in. I'm not even letting you guys know. So I'm not doubling the recipe today. I'm just doing a small one because I don't want to be baking cookies till I go to bed tonight. But normally, all of those are sealing. I'm so ecstatic. So I sound distracted, but I'm listening. It is a game changer because if you let it soften on its own, it doesn't, it does something to the butter. I really do need to look that up, but I have noticed when I melt the butter in the microwave versus letting it sit out and soften, my cookies are flatter when I melt it in the microwave versus when I just let it soften. They're still thicker and fluffier. It's really interesting to watch. Okay, so we've got the 2 sticks of butter, which equals 1 cup of butter. This is salted butter, so I'm probably not going to add salt. And if I do, it's only going to be like a pinch of salt. And then, so when I say dry goods, you're going to want to add your sugar, not your flour. Keep your flour out, but add your sugar last before you start mixing. So you're going to add, sorry, I'm totally lost today. Today's been really weird. your eggs. Sorry. Your eggs, your vanilla. This would be the good time to add your baking soda. Yeah, baking soda. Now, if you are not an allergy family like us, you can add chopped nuts. Walnuts are usually a great one. Put them on the table, please.
Come on, Grayson.
That is true, Mickey. Oh, I haven't seen that, Ashley. I'm gonna have to look that up. I just know that mine don't come out as well, and I read it somewhere, like it showed the different ways the butter doesn't do well. So I'm gonna have to definitely look that up. So I'm just thinking, do you want regular chocolate chips or do you want chocolate chips? So I can turn these cookies into chocolate cookies with chocolate chips in them, or I can leave them just chocolate chip cookies. What do you guys want me to do with them? So I was thinking I have cocoa in my pantry, and I can make them chocolate chip cookies, or I can just make them chocolate chip cookies. That's where my brain was going. Sorry, I've been really scatterbrained today. So while you guys think and debate on that, you're also going to want to preheat your oven to 375.
I found out a sandwich.
Go, leave them alone.
Right, Grayson?
Plain first. Okay, got it. So you're going to need 2 eggs. So I just crack everything into my bowl. Chocolate chip cookie. Got it.
I need the food first. Grayson.
So we've got the eggs, we've got the butter. We're not doing the nuts, but you can always do the nuts. I need my teaspoons. What is that? 4th teaspoon. This is my teaspoon. This is half teaspoon. We'll use these. Okay, so we're going to add our vanilla. Now, when I say I eyeball things, sometimes my teaspoons overflow. Having a little bit of extra vanilla never hurts. Because I absolutely love vanilla. Like, love. It smells delicious. No, I don't go drink vanilla. No, don't. I don't do that. Please don't think that I just go chug vanilla. It just doesn't happen like that. Now, when I said you can add your sugar, I recommend adding your sugar to this, because if you just do it with the butter, the eggs, the vanilla, you're going to slosh it all around. The sugar kind of helps solidify it enough to where your ingredients aren't going to slosh around in your bowl, your mixing bowl, your mixer, things like that. And plus the sugar will turn into a liquid as well. So I would add your sugars as well, which is going to be 3/4 cup brown sugar and 3/4 cup white granulated sugar. Come the baking season, I always keep powdered sugar, brown sugar, white sugar, flour, vanilla, baking soda, baking powder, all of that on hand. And what I love is that it all goes on sale right around this time, so I stock up. Let me tell you. I wish they would make like a 3/4 cup, not just a half cup and a 1/4 cup. It makes it like really hard to do. I think that's why I double my recipes a lot too. Okay, so there's half cup. There's a lot of eyeballing in this. I wrote the recipe down so I could give you guys the exact recipe, and it's was throwing me off because usually I'm just like chunking things in. So I'm like thrown off by half the stuff because I'm like, I have to read the recipe. I usually don't read recipes. I just chunk stuff in. Vanilla pods. What are those? I think I've heard of them. Are they pre-measured out things? I am making my own extract, that's for sure. Okay, so we have the sugars. I'm gonna throw in the baking soda because to me that goes in now, and that's when I add it in as well. Now, when you do the baking soda, always level it off. That's something I really don't ever eyeball. Because if you screw up the baking soda, you screw up how your cookies are going to come out. No, they don't. They have 1/3, they have 1/4, 1/2, and 1 cup. Yeah. That's all they have. They have 3/4 cup in like these kind of measuring cups for the liquid, but for the powder that's like this, they don't have 3/4. So yeah, it sucks. Okay, so now that we have those ingredients, we did the brown sugar, the white sugar, the butter, the eggs, the vanilla, the the baking soda, all in there. Now remember, if you have the salted butter, it's up to you if you want to add the actual salt or not. I chose not to because the salt is in the butter. Oh, so that here we have vanilla paste, but I have not seen the vanilla pods. So I'm going to turn my mixer on and start mixing. My oven is already going at 375. So I started it out slow on my mixer, and then I'm going to ramp it up just to get the butter really, really whipped in there. And I think that's the difference that I noticed. When it's melted, it's really liquidy. When it's softened, it's more of like a whip. So that is what you should have about now. And I love my mixer because it's like no effort whatsoever. So all that we have left to add, or you should have left to add, is your flour and your chocolate chips. Your chocolate chips should always be last, especially if you're using a KitchenAid, because not right now. It should always be last because your chocolate chips are gonna just kind of grind in at that point in time. So if you're using a KitchenAid, never just dump your cups of flour in and go, because it's gonna all over the place. You're gonna slowly add these in, guys. And it's 2 cups of flour. Okay. So if it's 2 cups of flour, you're gonna add anywhere from 1/2 cup to your first cup, and then you're gonna slowly mix it. Okay. Okay. Then you're gonna add the other 1/2, or 1/2 cup to a cup, and slowly mix that. Okay? Unless you want to make your whole kitchen look like it snowed. Especially if you don't have the flour guard, which I don't, to your KitchenAid, which I would love to have someday, which allows you to pour the flour in while it's mixing, and it doesn't allow things to up. So I've added 1 cup. And I did what I told you guys not to do because I pushed the wrong button. I went to go lock my, let me show you what you don't do. Oh my gosh. So, if you, okay, I'll definitely look at that. So on the KitchenAid, there is a lock button on your top of your KitchenAid. I went to think I pushed that, and I pushed the speed. This is what will happen if you just dump all the flour in and turn it on and go. Yes, it looks like it snowed in your kitchen. Well, that was great. Fantastic. So you always kind of turn it on, off. I do. I turn it on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. unlock my lovely. I really wish I would have had a camera on that at that point in time so you kind of could see. Hey, little studs, how are you? We're finishing up the recipe for the chocolate chip cookies. I'm going to grab something to bring down the dough. That's going to be fun to clean. So the dough is kind of stuck on the sides because I just decided to fling it everywhere. We're going to lock it and then turn it on. Now there will be some flour that flings out. I'm glad you are. I'm not mad at you. I'm never mad. You do what you want to do and you got to do. I'm just always happy when people hang out and chat. Okay, so I'll show you what the dough looks like. So now that we have the dough mixing, we're going to dump our chocolate chips in. And just to be safe that I don't fling the chocolate chips everywhere, I'm going to cut it open, okay? Because work smarter, not harder. Okay, and as it's mixing, you're just going to dump it in. And that's why we lock it down. So I'm going to get the dough off the side. And I'm going to pluck the dough off of my mixer. So I'll show you what we got. And then we're going to put it on cookie sheets, which I already have pretty much prepared, minus spraying them down. And then I won't have you guys stick around for the baking because that takes a lot of time. But maybe while I clean up, I'll get one sheet cleaned or baked, and then you can see the whole process of it coming out. So here's our cookies, cookie batter. Came out pretty. Oh, you're fine. If you are trying to redeem the channel points, I do apologize. I'm on StreamYard, so I can't see any of that. I did mean to make mention of that earlier, so I apologize in advance if you've been trying to redeem any channel points. I will probably need to make mention of that on my social media sites. Sundays are non-redeemable channel points. But I do want you guys to gather points for being in here, so I can't turn them off. So we're going to put these in the oven while we straighten up and chat, and hopefully you guys will be able to see my first batch coming out, and then we'll tune out. Let me grab my stuff. Ooh, the jelly's going to set just nicely. Okay, so I prepped a pan, and I'm one of those that uses tinfoil because, once you get so many cookies going, they tend to leave residue, and then the bottom of the cookies don't get really pretty and they get gross. So I always re-tinfoil after so many sets. Plus you can respray and things like that. And it's just easier cleanup when you're cooking. Batter is super good. Beast cookies are super good. So I use like a teaspoon, and my cookies, look, I don't roll my cookies out. For those perfect moms, I'm not hating on y'all. Y'all are awesome. But dude, I just clump and dump. I said it, clump and dump. Because usually when I double this recipe, like no joke, this entire bowl is full of batter, and I spend half the day baking cookies. Now I didn't feel like doing that today. I just made a single batch. I'm still gonna get about 40, maybe 50 cookies out of it. And they're pretty decent sized, but yeah. So they usually bake. Throw those in. And I do 2 rounds. I do 2 pans at a time. That's how long it takes me. So when I do Christmas cooking, yes, I do sugar cookies chocolate chip cookies. I do what are called monkey tits. It's just what my family's called them, but they are peanut butter cookies. And in the center, you put a Hershey Kiss while they're still warm, and it melts the Hershey Kiss into it. And they look like monkey tits when they're done. But yes, we have a peanut allergy, and I still make peanut butter cookies. They just are done when the children aren't here. With COVID, that's going to be much harder. But I still make them. Yes, child. I'm about to make you food.
Can I try one that when I was with them?
Oh yeah, I just made a second batch of crayon apple, and I started it in the crock pot at noon, and it didn't get done to where I could puree it until 11 at night, and then I just had to finish canning it and everything at like 8 o'clock this morning.
Can I try the cookie when I was with them?
Yes, I'm making cookies for everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
So now that we have that done, I'm going to sit and chat with you guys while I clean up a little bit so you guys can see the batch of cookies that come out. So as you guys know, Savory Sundays. Here, you can like. Table. Told you. They're like magnets. Savory Sundays is my day of cooking. It is legit where I find peace, and it's just where I love to be. I have to clean up all this flour. Oh my gosh, guys. Sorry, I'm moving around for a second. I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna get a rag for this flour that dumped everywhere.
But the baked cookies are gonna taste delicious.
Oh my gosh. Hang on, I'll show you what I did to this counter. Phantom, what's up? Oh my gosh. Okay. So remember how I said, be careful about turning your stuff off, right? Mm-hmm. Just got home from getting lunch. Oh, lunch sounds good. So I made it snow in my kitchen. I have to clean that up. It's going to be super fun. Super fun. Yeah. Super duper fun. So those cookies should only take about 2 or 3 5 minutes. 235 minutes.
Oh.
235 minutes.
235 minutes?
Yes. So Sundays are my cooking days, as you guys have known. Yeah. Yeah. It's because I forgot what button I was pushing. We've had some things come up in the family. I wasn't sure if I was going to actually stream today. But I felt like it needed to be done. It's what I do. And I don't know. You guys have all been great and supportive. It's weird. I mean, I already took Halloween down. I've got Christmas up. But we've got some tough things coming up for our family. There. Oh, they're smelling delicious. Okay.
235 minutes.
Yep, you have to wait forever. Jimmy, hello. I'm in my element in the kitchen, Mickey. Sundays are the days that I look forward to the most when I stream because I don't really have to think. The hardest part for me is paying attention to chat to make sure I don't feel like you guys are being ignored. while trying to make sure I don't burn whatever I'm making. The kitchen is literally my happy place because I love to cook. I love to feed people. I love to cook and make new things. I have this really bad habit of I have to clean while I cook. So sometimes it's really hard for me to not stop what I'm doing and start cleaning in the process and realize I can do that when I'm done. But I like giving you guys recipes that you guys can cook at home on top of my jellies that yes, I know it is. I need to turn the light on. I'm really bad about not setting timers too. So I'm really, really bad about that. But even through this whole process, I'm learning new things as I'm cooking on stream. I'm learning just having some friends and stuff and teaching you guys and learning from you guys as well. Put it in the sink, my child, and then go wash your face. She has cookie all over her face now. I appreciate the lurk, little subs. Yeah, I know not to open it, but I'm awful about it. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I'm like, oh crap. But it's fun. I always try, like I said, to make sure there is a recipe you guys can write down and try at home and not just the jams and jellies. Because I know the jams and jellies can be kind of intimidating trying to make those. And plus, who wants to go and buy the jars and who wants to go buy all the ingredients and the pectin and try and learn the pectin? The pectin is taking me time to learn and figure out. So the butters are really easy to make, but if you don't have a crock pot or you don't want to try and make it at home, I completely understand. So I've been trying to really find recipes that I make every day that you can make at home. So never feel like these are things you have to do. I'd be shocked if you didn't. I just try to make it something everyone can do. Yes, I never want to burn the bottom. And I like my cookies to where they're just almost done because I still like mine like chewy. I don't like mine crunchy and hard. So this is something I really enjoy. My Teaming Up Tuesdays, I'm still figuring out because I still like to play with people, but sometimes being there and playing is sometimes a struggle for me. My Thirsty Thursdays, I'm still figuring that out, but I still really enjoy it. I still like just sitting and talking with you guys and my viewers and hearing what you have to say and just supporting things in general. But Sundays is my favorite day. Sundays is my day where I'm not confined to a chair. I'm in the space that I am most comfortable. So you guys have been really great in supporting me, and just hanging out with me is the best thing that you guys are doing, and I can't thank you enough for that. So those are the days that you can catch me on stream. You can also catch me on stream on Wednesdays for the for Team Serious, the podcast for the ladies. I'm trying to get better about posting on my socials. I'm like, I need to do that, and then I forget, so I apologize. I'm usually always in Discord somewhere, some shape or form. You can always catch me there. Other than that, this is what I do. Welcome to my stream. Welcome to my kitchen. Like I said, I'm really hoping to vamp up my stream, hopefully by beginning of next year, to where I'm not carrying you guys around. I can see channel points. I can see basically everything, and I can interact better. Maybe I can get the voice to text to kind of work so I can hear and keep up with chat better. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot, Phantom. And Mickey, you've been fantastic. So I'm hoping that things will change, maybe some camera angles, maybe some more cameras, maybe even my whole setup down here. I don't know. Toom's been working with me and getting some ideas going, so he's been really great with it. But let's see if the cookie should be done. poked one. I poked a cookie. So there's our cookies. I poked one on accident.
No.
So I always stick mine on parchment paper. And now that it is November, you do know that puppy. He's been waiting to go outside to eat the chicken poop, so I haven't been letting him go outside. Some people sit and let their cookies chill. Yes, my camera is on a laptop, though. I'm hoping to maybe bust out my husband's GoPro. Some people wait for the cookies to chill completely before they move them. I don't. I'm one of those impatient kind of people, and I just flick them right off. So see how this inside is kind of still gooey? I like them that way because the outside is a little bit crunchy and the inside is gooey and yummy. But that would be a good angle for the GoPro if we can get it hooked up. I'd probably need like a Stream Deck or the app on my phone probably. This one is the one that I crunched with the freaking... Okay. Yes, I always eat one right out of the oven, no matter how hot they are, because that's the best time to eat them. Once they're cold, I'm like, eh. Yes, he eats the chicken poop. He only goes out there to eat the chicken poop, and it drives me freaking insane. I don't know what his deal is. I'm like, I feed you. I feed you. Why do you have to eat the chicken poop? So that is the cookies. Yes, I love Subway cookies. I don't know why, but I love Subway cookies. So those are the cookies. That's the cookie recipe. As you can see them come out the oven. Now you can bake them how you want them. You can bake them crispier. You can bake them dough. I wouldn't recommend doughier unless you just want to eat the dough. I have a child here who's licked the dough and now wants a cookie immediately. She didn't get one till I eat it. I love you all. I appreciate you all for being here. You can catch me this Tuesday on Team Up Tuesdays. I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to be playing a lot of Warzone because we have some duos games going on. I'm hoping maybe play some Stardew just to mellow out some too as well. Phantom, I need that recipe because cookies and cheesecake, yes, need to go together. And I'm always down to try a new recipe. So I'm going to finish out these cookies. I'm going to finish decorating Christmas. Yes, Christmas is in the house. Ooh, okay, so you guys need to send me these recipes. You guys can always recommend recipes for me to try and cook on stream, as well as jellies, jams, and butters. I'm always down for those. You can DM them to me. You can do whatever. You can send them to me however, and I'm always willing to try them. FYI, if you did not know that about my Savory Sundays. If you have a recommendation for a jam, jelly, butter, or a recipe, DM it to me, send it to me, email it to me, however, and I will try it on stream. Always willing to try it. You love Stardew, Ashy? So do I, and Hello Jimmy. Hello Jimmy's like a Stardew master, FYI. You'll DM me? DM me all the stuff. I didn't know Subway had those cookies. I haven't been to Subway in forever, FYI. Not since I discovered Firehouse. So we're going to close out. I'm going to finish out these baking cookies. I'm sure you don't want to sit with me for another 4 hours while I finish baking them. I mean, I'd love you guys too, but I'm hungry and want to stuff my face.
Same, Mom.
No, I haven't made the lumpia yet. I still have everything but that one ingredient. I'm not going to lie, Beast. I haven't made it there yet. So I apologize. I will be making those. If you DM me that you want me to make it on stream, I guess I will. Thanks for rubbing that in, Phantom. I appreciate that. I really do. I'm starving, and apparently so are my kids. So you guys have a great day. I appreciate it. Let me see if I can find someone to raid, and then we will close out. Who do we have? Who do we have to raid? There's really no one today. Christmas, yeah, Halloween's down, Christmas is up. Not gonna lie, the tree is almost done, and all the decorations are up. So, yeah. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, so then let's try this one. Okay, that one worked. So we're gonna raid Joker, and then I will see you. And there's Bailey. And then I will see you guys on Tuesday for Team Up Tuesdays. And you guys have been fantastic. Love you all. Yeah, hangover with candies. We didn't do trick-or-treating. We did movies. So you guys, thank you again. The basil jelly turned out actually really good, surprisingly. All right, bye, guys. See you guys Tuesday.
It does love me.